Two.
Welcome to FESIG, the Free Energy Special Interest Group, where science meets spirituality in the quest for truth and knowledge to free humanity and transform this planet into a paradise.
Hi, everyone. Hi, welcome to Physics 104th meeting. Today is the 7th of September, 2022. Yes, I'm a guest of Pontus here in Sweden this time round. We have been doing a lot of workshops, different workshops, and we have our consistent R&D meetings for Physics. Physics is a platform where science meets spirituality, and we invite people of spirit and science together so we can solve the equation. And I'm going to dive headlong very quickly into the agenda. Oh, sorry. Oh, wow. Okay, here we have our co-chairs with us. We have my co-chair, Dr. Fresel, Pontus. James usually is around, so he can help. I know he's a good friend of yours. Yeah, Ismael, our first speaker. But James excused himself because he has to go to another place, so he can't be availing himself. So today's Physics meeting agenda is we have the first session. It's the first speaker, Ismael Perez, will be talking about humanity's great awakening, what is going on the planet, our galactic history. Starseeds are a small portion of the galactic avatar and projecting. And then pioneers of the new race and so on and so forth. I actually picked this up from the many topics that you talked in your video channels, Ismael. So at least I know you have very little time, but if you could speak about some of these, we'll be very happy indeed. And then the second session, we have Dr. Harvey Charles Kaplan, who returns to speak about the future transparent aluminum decontamination cryptocurrency that will promote the demilitarization of planet Earth by buying and burning up all of the available radioactive uranium and plutonium fuel in the numerous already decommissioned nuclear weapons around the globe, and soon to be manufactured HCK is Harvey Charles Kaplan, his initials. Electrostatic fusion reactors. He's an inventor extraordinaire. And do pen down in your diary the 105th Physics meeting on the 5th of October 2022. Right, so this is the agenda. I know I have to very quickly do this. If you want to get in touch with Physics and want to sign in and join us as a member, there are many benefits for you. Do write to me, crystal@truevisionofpeace.com. The best thing is to go to our website, truevisionofpeace.com/physics.html, and click on the Join Us button. Okay, and join us in our Telegram group, t.me/physics_group. And you have no holds barred interaction amongst members. And as you know, our members are very wide awake, very up to date with what's going on the planet, because there's a need to know basis here, so we can develop the free energy devices and the healing technologies for humanity. Right, so without much ado, I am going to introduce Ismael Perez, our first speaker. Ismael discovered his ancient mystical powers as a young immigrant child when he began to use telekinesis. Before he could fully embrace his role as a cosmic ambassador, Ismael went through a dark night of soul that led him to discover his true life purpose as a divine starseed from the Lyra constellation. Able to channel celestial downloads from distant star systems and multi-dimensions, Ismael spends his time as a galactic historian teaching classes in starseed cosmology. He is the author of the acclaimed book, Our Cosmic Origin, which explores the extraterrestrial ancestry of the human race and the coming golden age of the new Earth. And if you want to go to his website and learn more about him and go to his video channels and all that, just go to our website, truevisionofpeace.com/FESIG.html, and you will see him being announced in our website last week. And then you'll be able to click on his name, and that takes you directly to his website and his video channels. So, right, as I mentioned, he doesn't have much time. So without much ado, I'm going to hand the microphone over to Ismael. Ismael, will you take it from me now? Thank you.
Thank you. It's an honor to be here. So for those who don't know my story, I am what is considered an awakened starseed. I was born fully aware of my origin, where I was from. And so it was very hard for me to adapt into this third dimensional life as a human. So throughout my life, I was always a misfit, the black sheep of the family, right? The weirdo. I did explore telekinesis at the age of 5, and to my grandmother's surprise, who walked in on me, it wasn't good. Actually, after that incident, I was forced to suppress my abilities through the religious indoctrination. I come from a very strong Catholic background, and so I was forced to go to church every Sunday. I was forced to pray the rosary twice a week because they thought that I had this demon power, but they didn't really understand what it was all about. And so for many years, I suppressed that innate knowing and innate understanding of this metaphysical world until the age of 20, when I began to practice Kriya Kundalini Yoga. And as a result of practicing Kriya Kundalini Yoga, I became to once again remember who I was and why I came here. And I was informed immediately by my spirit guides and my galactic team that I was cosmic ambassador, and that I was one of many, many millions of ambassadors who volunteered to come to the Earth this time in order to help the planet shift into the golden age, the 7th golden age of enlightenment. So that's a quick description of my background. I am the author of Our Cosmic Origin, a book that I published about a year ago, revealing the truth about the history of the galaxy, the origin of the human race, involving many worlds, other dimensions, and multiple universes. I also give a thorough description of the organization of cosmos and how everything's organized in the multiverse. And the reason being is because we're living in the most exciting times ever in the history of the Earth. This is critical. The times that we're living in right now is a pivotal point in human history, where for the first time in the history of a galaxy, an entire planet will be shifting into a higher dimension. Normally, ascension takes place on an individualized level, but because the Earth is now in a position to be restored to her original pristine glory in the 5th dimension, the entire planet is shifting. Just not only humans, animals, plants, everything. Every species is shifting. In fact, not only are scientists detecting these changes planetary, but they're also detecting the changes throughout the solar system. They're seeing that there's these abnormalities and these different anomalies that are taking place with other planets in the solar system. And that has a lot to do with our solar system entering a very high frequency band of photonic energy, light, that comes from the center of the galaxy. And so it turns out that our solar system enters this highly charged frequency of energy called the photon belt every 26,000 years. So according to my research, we are once again in the photon belt, or we're entering the photon band. And the great solar flash, which is going to be the trigger that is going to transform us into 5th dimensional galactic humans, is the photon energies that are coming from the galactic core. So many of us are experiencing ascension symptoms due to these changes. Many of us are experiencing enhanced telepathy, intuition, and other psychic abilities. So in other words, as we move more into the photon band, and as more CMEs keep coming in, bringing in this gamma ray energy, our bodies are changing at a cellular level. We are transforming, we are mutating. We're going from a 2-strand carbon-based DNA, which is our current structure, into a 12-strand, crystalline-based DNA, which is our original angelic structure. So right now we're all undergoing the mutation, and it has a lot to do with not only the ending of one cycle, but the ending of many cycles. So the photon belt is a 26,000-year cycle. But what if I tell you that the Earth has already completed 5,500 revolutions or cycles of that? Which means that for the first time in the galactic history, the Earth is no longer going to experience a dark age. This is the final ascension, where the planet is now going to just reach even higher levels of being, where the Earth is going to go into higher dimensions beyond the 5th as we continue the ascension. So what am I saying here is that we're actually ending 4 different cycles. We're ending a 2,160-year cycle, which has to do with Pisces into Aquarius, right? There's 12 houses of the zodiac. Well, all 12 houses combined make a Platonic year. So we're also ending 5,500 of those, which is a revolution that our solar system with Alcyon and the Sirius B takes as it goes around the galactic core. So that happens in a revolution of 226 million years. So not only are we ending a 2,000-year age, right, from Pisces to Aquarius, but we're also ending the 5th world age, right, the age of Kali Yuga, and we're entering the 7th golden age, but we're also ending a Platonic year, which is a 26,000-year cycle. And then on top of that, we're ending a 226 million year cycle. So we're living in the most important times ever in the history of the universe, where for the first time in universal history, the ascension of the Earth is going to also become the ascension of an entire galaxy. So yeah, that's what we're going to be looking forward to as we reunite with the galactic community. Now, due to the fact that the Earth is the most important planet in the multiverse, we are receiving help from extraterrestrials that are coming in, not only from our galaxy or from our local universe, but also from many, many universes. So the support and help that we have from the higher dimensions, from the different advanced intelligent races is multiple, because of the fact that Earth is the most important planet. So they are securing what I call the positive ascending time, which is the transformation of the human species into angelic humanoids. And that has a lot to do with also completing an intergalactic experiment that has been going on for billions of years. So what do I mean by completing an intergalactic experiment? What I mean is that the humans of the Earth carry the greatest diversity of genetics that comes from all over the multiverse. What began billions of years ago, where 100 races consolidated the genetics of many universes, and then furthermore, those 100 races consolidated their genetics into 22 different races. And then those 22 different races consolidated the genetics into 12 races. And that explains our ancestry. We come from those 12 races. So we are the end result of that, again, amalgamation of different species. And that makes us very, very special in the grand scheme of things, because for the first time in the cosmic history, we are the only race that is going to be able to surpass in power and in abilities every other race that has ever existed out there. And all the extraterrestrials know that. That's why to the galactic community and to the cosmic community, we are considered the hope of the multiverse. We are considered the royalty, the new royalty. Every single one of us is royalty here on planet Earth. And so what does this have to do with the Starseed mission? Well, it turns out that during the 1950s, the Earth was heading in a negative trajectory when the scientists blew up the atom bomb. And so the Earth as a living entity called out for help, and it came in the form of two ways. The first wave is that it attracted the commanders of the Galactic Federation, particularly those of the Pleiadian star systems and those of the Ashtar Command, to scope things out on the Earth, to see why we developed the atom bomb and why we were heading into a negative trajectory. So that was the first thing that they did, is they came to warn our governments about the misuse of nuclear power. and the governments didn't comply, okay, because they were all about building weaponry. So the second thing that the Galactics did is they had volunteer souls, many races that volunteered to come to the Earth, incarnate in human form. So that was part of the rescue mission, was to have these advanced intelligences that come from the fifth dimension and up to incarnate as humans in order to infiltrate the planet from within. And that explains the arrival of the different waves of celestial beings, which is what I call star people. You know, the first wave came in the 50s, 60s, second wave 70s, 80s, third wave 90s and 2000s. And now we have a fourth wave coming in where every child being born as of the year 2012 is a star child. And this has to do also with the emergence of the next stage of human evolution, what they call human 3.0, but through the natural process of biological and spiritual ascension, not by the means of integrating with technology, because that's the Luciferian aspect of human 3.0. That's what they call transhumanism. So we have to understand that there's two competing versions of human 3.0. There is the ascending version, which is the all organic way of activating dormant DNA and learning how to use these innate powers that we already have. And then there is the transhumanist path, which is being promoted through the Luciferian agenda, which is the merging of humans with technology. So right now we have that dilemma, you know, and that explains why there's going to be a bifurcation of timelines. Those that are taking the positive ascending timelines are those that are not merging with tech, those that are doing it naturally, through, you know, organically. And those that are unfortunately taking the negative AI timeline are doing it because they're being sold on the idea of becoming immortal through technology. So in the future, we're going to have two types of superhumans in the near future. We're going to have the cyborgs, and then we're also going to have the angelic humans, or the angelic super meta humans that did it organically. However, for 1,000 years, those two timelines are going to be separated. And at the end of 1,000 years, they're going to merge again. And that's what's going to determine the outcome of the multiverse. And from what I understand, we already won that war in the future. You know, the negative AI timeline was destroyed by the organic angelic humanoids. So because of the fact that the future is already taking place, you know, they perceiving things from a third dimensional, we see it as linear, but in all actuality, the future and the past are coexisting with the presence. It's all taking place at the same time. So because we did win that war in the future, you know, it's now just a matter of time before we reap those repercussions here in the presence, because we are at the hub of all probable realities, and, you know, both from the future and from the past. We're at the center of all timelines. And so this is the final battle. This is a final battle that began billions of years ago, that was first fought to control the stargates that led to the eternal realms by AI. That was the initial beginning stage of this war, billions and billions of years ago. That was known as the War of the Elohims. And then the second stage of the war was fought to control the time matrix of the 15-dimensional realities. And that war was also won by the good guys. That war was known as the Electrical Wars. And then, of course, the final and third phase was the Galactic Wars. And the Galactic Wars took place millions of years ago, and they just recently ended in victory of the light. And a lot of that has to do with the super soldiers that were genetically enhanced here on this planet, you know, where the Federation used, in collaboration with the Earth Alliance and the White Hats, were able to develop super soldier programs, allowing us to tap into some of that dormant DNA by using advanced technology to enhance us, so that we could go out there and secure the victory for the Galactic Federation. But and you know, that war took forever. You know, what started off as the conquest of Lyra by the Draco eventually ended up in the destruction of the planet On in the Draco constellation in the Alpha Draconis system by the super soldiers. So the super soldiers have recently come back to the Earth in 2018 after securing the war in Orion. So yeah, that brings us to the present, you know. So what we're witnessing, or what we're experiencing now, is is the final phase of this long war, where the White Hats and the Earth Alliance have secured the victory on all these different levels of reality. There is now peace in our galaxy. There's peace across many, many galaxies, and that has a lot to do with the intergalactic tribunals. So it turns out that the Councils of Light have already, the tribunals, they have already initiated the arrest of all the different negative aliens that have been bombarding us with suffering, not only here in the Milky Way, but in other galaxies as well. So the tribunals that are about to take place here on this planet is a reflection of the tribunals that are taking place on a galactic and cosmic level. So it is my honor to say that, we are now at the finish line where the forces of light are getting ready to expose, all the bad stuff, and bring forth the disclosure. And what does that entail? Well, the disclosure has a lot to do with not only liberating the Earth from the dark side, but it also has to do with restoring the advanced healing modalities like the med beds, the celestial chambers, the holographic regenerators, the replicators, which are all technologies that have already been implemented within the private sector. So the Space Force, which is the 5th military arm of the US, that was initiated by Trump, has already inherited most of that technology. So it's just a matter of time before they release this healing, all this technology to the planet and bring about the golden age of enlightenment. It's that's what we're going to be experiencing any day now. So that's the good news.
Thank you, Ismael. I know time is the constraint. How I wish you got more time with us. But anyway, I think people are dying to ask you questions before I pass the microphone over to the co-chair. Fres, I have 2 questions because I've been following your recordings, your interviews. You were talking about the reintegration of all the many different aspects of the soul that we are from the many different timelines, as well as the past lives and the future selves. All the different selves are coming together as one. Right?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's called a multidimensional integration, where every aspect that exists in other dimensions and in other parallel universes that are fragmented, operating different avatars, are all going to collapse when the ascension takes place. Are all going to collapse into the presence. It's all going to integrate into your body.
So when it does, we then reclaim back our 12th strand, and we are able to have all these abilities, the godlike co-creators abilities.
Absolutely.
And
yes.
so,
All our powers are going to be coming online.
Right. So that will be pretty soon. As you say, the end of the ascension trough is about now. It could be any
the
time.
window of opportunity is between now and 2024, but no later than 2028. So it's definitely going to happen within the decade.
Wonderful. And well, that's one question. The other question is, okay, that's the reintegration. Oh, you were talking about the 5 different new earths that we are all going to be slotted into as per karmic lessons learned and evolution of the spiritual journey that we all go through. Each and every one of us is unique. So as the other speakers were talking about as well, Patty Brassard was talking about 5 new earths. So would you like to tell us a little bit more about that and more in detail on how these different new earths are going to come about and who goes where?
There's 5 parallel earths that are existing with our current earth. See, our current earth is in the lowest harmonic universe density. It exists in dimensions 1, 2, 3. There's a different version of the earth that exists in the 2nd harmonic universe that occupies dimensions 4, 5, and 6, and that's known as the Terra Earth. That is the earth that existed during the times of Atlantis. And then beyond that, we also have the Gaia Earth that exists in dimensions 7, 8, and 9 that occupies harmonic universe number 3. And then beyond that, we also have the Arimatena Earth, which exists in dimensions 10, 11, and 12. And that occupies the harmonic universe number 4. So there's 5 harmonic universes. The 5th one is known as Sophia. So the original Earth began from the top down from a pure reality known as Sophia. That was the non-physical earth, this pure spirit earth, where everything was pure consciousness. And through a process of descent, which is what I call in my book, the involution of spirit into matter, the earth fell from different harmonic universes into lower octaves until it became really solid. And so now we're experiencing that solid aspect. But as the ascension takes place, we're going to go back to the fourth, fifth, and sixth dimensional earth. But eventually, we're also going to send back to the other dimensional higher earths that are coexisting at this time.
There's much talk about us communicating with our star families up there in the spacecrafts, and we know for a fact that this planet's atmosphere is surrounded by spaceships,
Absolutely.
crafts, millions and if not billions from all over the galaxy, the different galaxies and even universes from far and wide.
Absolutely, yeah. Right now, it's a huge, major parking lot up in our atmosphere, where different fleets are parked to witness the ascension. Because to the advanced races, they see it as a scientific experiment. They want to see how we pull it off. But at the same time, they're here in support to help us, to make sure that nothing impedes or hampers the ascension.
So, as per the non-intervention universal law, how are they going to play a big part in the assistance of our ascension process?
By securing the Stargates and by making sure that no negative entities or archons, hamper the ascension. So, yeah, they're helping. Are
we to make efforts to be in communication and connection?
We could if we want, through meditation, through scene fives, right? When you try to create first contact. Are already seeing these ships, they're coming, they're decloaking themselves, from the sky. And so the ships are there. You just have to telepathically try to communicate with them, and they will respond.
Yeah, with your off-planet knowledge that you're bringing intel and updates to all of us, we really are very grateful to you. Would you advise us to make efforts to be in contact with them?
Absolutely.
That would help.
Yeah, that'll help because, right now, the Galactics are actually extending an opportunity to communicate with us, but we have to do it by choice. It can't be forced. We have to willingly be wanting to communicate with them. So that opportunity is available for us once again.
So you are saying that we can trust all of them?
Yes. Yeah, there's no more negative aliens.
No more negative aliens. They secured the Stargates. Yeah, okay, gotcha. Thank you so much. Over to you, co-chair Press, Dr. Press.
Thank you very much. And I'm really was pleased with how you made it through your explanation of the carbon-based to the crystalline, and where the transhumanism AI cyborg goes in, which is that, you're just going to become silica. And yet you're showing with your explanation, this crystalline isn't being the negative going into the machinery, but a different way. Is there another word for crystalline that you could use instead of silica? Or is that going to be? And that's my first question.
Diamond.
Diamond. Okay. That's it. That would be okay. I'll put that in my notes for folks. Thank you.
Cool.
The next one is not going to be such a soft question. This is going to be a little more, and it has to do with time. And you mentioned earlier that we get wrapped up in future and past, but there's one thing that I think you touched on, and I would like you to explain a little bit more. There is a time that is universal throughout the galaxy. And do you want me to give you the word, or you want to do the word? It's everywhere.
Oh, it's everywhere. Yeah. Well, that's the mind of the logos. It's what we call a unified energy that is everywhere at once, and it's timeless. There's no time. It's all happening at the same time.
Yeah, it's now.
Yeah, well, that's the word now. Yeah, the eternal now.
Well, the eternal now. Yeah.
That has to do with with the fact that there is no time. In essence, time only exists within the third dimension. And the fourth, of course, but beyond the fourth, there is no time.
Yeah, it's interesting. We go into the history of this, and we see several decades of explanation of future and past and time. And we get in the Greek mythology, it's Chronos, which we get the chronograph, which is time machine. And Kronos has a planet that he's assigned to as, quote, one of the mystical gods, and is Saturn. Satan, Saturnists.
Yeah.
And the first thing that he says is, I don't exist. Why? I exist in the future, I exist in the past, but I don't exist in now, because now is universal time.
It's universal, yeah.
Yeah.
Which has to do with God, the opposite of the dark, yeah.
Those were the points I was about, and I was looking to see if we had, there's quite a few questions in chat. And
There's a question from Will Dog.
yes, yeah, if you would read that one, please, because it's not coming up real fast online.
It's not really. Pontus, would you help out, please?
Oh, I got it. When the
Yeah.
planet shifts into the fourth and fifth dimension, how will it be present? Will there be changes of land masses, oceans, weather patterns? And that's from Will.
The Earth changes are only taking place in the third dimension. There's going to be Stargates that are going to open up, the 12 Meridian Time Wars, the 12 Stargates, and the Starseeds are going to lead the righteous people through the Stargates into the new heaven on Earth, which is already existing in a different parallel universe, or different dimension. So the fifth dimensional Terra Earth is already here, fourth, fifth, and sixth dimension. It's just a matter of going through the Stargates. So it's just going to be a translation from one level of reality to the next.
Okay, super. I have one from Maria. I see them in or behind clouds. I'm sure I'm saying like maybe it's spacecraft or something she's talking about. Sometimes in open sky, and I speak always to them, as well as I pray also for them, CS helping children and us. I think that was a statement with a little heart behind it. But this is, I think you were alluding to a moment ago, of the communication to the beings above our Earth plane, that's in the heavens above, in the sky, and the space above us. Is there anything else real quick you want to comment along on that line?
Well, they're also an inner Earth. We do live in a hollow Earth. So a lot of the help is also coming from the inner Earth societies, the Agarthians, and the Shambhalans, and the Telos, Council of the Telosians.
Okay, that's very important to remember.
Yeah, we have help all around.
Super. If there's anybody else in our
I think
chat group,
Karen.
go ahead.
Karen might have a question. Karen is our super duper transcriber. Karen
Yes.
is ever so knowledgeable. Karen, you have a question for Ismael. Speak up, unmute yourself.
I would have to think of one. I'm not prepared. Sorry.
Okay, speak up in a moment. We will ask
Okay.
other people.
I've got
Trisha.
one.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, one. We've got another one coming in, or does Trish want to jump in right away? That'd be fine.
Yeah.
So we don't have dead air. Any comments on, this is from Scott, any comments on the legal system? Are we going to be rolling something the same, or is there going to be something different? Is there a different system being used on other worlds?
Okay, so the way it works is worlds that exist in the fifth dimension and up, they don't have social structures, they don't have governments, everything's decentralized. They have elders, and everyone is a part of an extreme egalitarian society. It's a perfect balance where there is no money, everything's a bartering type of scenario, and you make your abundance through your talents and what you like to do best. Yeah, so there is no governments in fifth dimension. There is no hierarchies, there is no caste, there's no economies. That's just part of this third dimensional world.
And Linda comes up with a really nice question. Why do we need help? Are Earth people unable to evolve and operate our own Stargates?
Not necessarily, yeah. We need help because of the fact that our planet and the species on our planet is heavily coveted by other races. And you know, we have been under attack for millions of years, thousands, and even recently. You know, the Earth has always been under attack. In fact, the Earth has been in the middle of this cosmic war against AI and the Draco for billions of years. So that's why it's important that that the higher intelligence had to step in order to get us to this point of ascension at the finish line.
Okay,
So
there's
you
two
reckon
que-
that that had
Wait.
not been any, sorry, Fred. So you reckon that there had not been any delays, Ismael? That we are going through the timeline towards ascension, the ascension trough naturally. The Dracos have not been able to delay us with what
No,
they've
not
done
at
to
all.
us.
No, not at all.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Wonderful.
they've been defeated. Yeah.
Sorry, Fred, back to you.
Not a problem. Yeah, this is very fun. What dimension or what level of awareness do the Dracos operate in?
They operate in the lower fourth dimension.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
And the other question, this comes from Will. Question regarding Kali Yuga as well. Is there any, I'm not even knowing how to ask the question right. Kali Yuga as the topic. Is there anything you want to discuss on that?
Well, that is the what the Hindus call hell on earth. That is the dark age. So
okay.
that began approximately 5,000 years ago with the rise of Babylon, Nimrod. Nimrod was the initiator of the dark age. And that's why we've been under the Luciferian control of or our planet has been controlled by the Luciferians for 5,000 years, but their time is up. Now we're about to go into a golden age. So
Yay.
the torch of power is transferring from darkness to light. In other words, the end of the Kali Yuga is here.
Excellent. There was a question that came up earlier today with the discussion with our energy groups, and they were looking at the shutdown of nuclear plants on the planet and chemical processing plants, food processing plants, and all these type of things that are being shut down. And the question that came up was with the Large Hadron Collider, which takes quite a bit of power to operate. Has that, you know, is there any information that you have with the final pop or use of the Hadron Collider here on Earth, or what's going on, or what's being set up to maybe disable that if it needs to be?
Well, the White Hats are in control of that now. So it's not, the Hadron Collider is no longer being used for mischievous aims. It's actually now being used to reverse all the bad stuff.
Okay,
So yeah, it's no longer in the control of the Kabbalah.
super. Crystal, back to you.
Oh, thank you so much, Co-Chair. So we have other questions as well in the chat, right? Would you
Yeah,
like to?
they just sprung in after I closed my chat room.
Oh,
Okay.
unmute yourself and speak up. Whoever has any question for Ismael, come on,
Karen,
time
Hi
is
there.
up. Yeah, hi,
Go ahead.
Karen.
This is
Oh,
Karen.
there you go. Yeah.
Hi, Karen.
And
You have a great question,
My
Karen. Go ahead.
my question is the new Earth going to have the same set of properties, homes, landscape, etc., or is it going to be wiped clean and a totally different landscape and buildings?
It's going to be,
In other words, should I pay my property taxes?
no, we're not going to pay property taxes anymore. So yeah, it's going to be much better. It's going to be lots of greenery, lots of green, luscious green alpines, you know, forest. It turns out that 1/3 of the forest has been already destroyed by industry. So all that stuff is going to be restored. And the buildings are going to be crystalline. Yeah, they're going to be made out of some sort of advanced crystal material. So they're not going to, you know, they're going to be indestructible. Like your homes are going to be indestructible. So
Hang on a minute,
we're
Ismael.
also gonna have
Which Earth are you talking about? You said there are 5 different new
Yeah.
Earths.
the 5D Earth. However, the 4th Earth is going to look similar to this Earth, but all the bad people are going to be taken away. That's the difference. So there's going to be different Earths. You know, you're going to have the 4D Earth, the 5D, and the 6D Earth coexisting.
Mm.
We've got 2 really good questions coming up. Are you ready? Some of our family members, this is from Olga, some of our family members that have not yet awaken spiritually, what will they experience? My entire family took the jab and boosters. They don't believe anything that I say.
Well, like I said earlier, you know, sometimes we're going to be the misfit, the black sheep of the family. So at that point, I would only associate with your soul tribe. You know, I'm sorry to
Mhm.
say this, but it seems like your family's probably not going to make the shift, except the kids. The kids automatically make the shift, but the adults that are taking the jab and are calling us crazy, you know, they're going into a different timeline by choice.
From Maria, in the dumbs, there are SOCLEHE demonic beings like the Spider Queen and other terrible beings. Are we getting help to destroy them, or are we able to be part of that process?
And the dumps are actually being cleaned out right now as I speak by the Earth Alliance.
Okay.
So yeah, we're definitely getting help as far as like rescuing the children and destroying the different alien hybrids and genetic experiments that they've been conducting for many years.
And
I'm gonna jump in. Can I jump
sure,
in?
sure.
Go ahead.
I'm just a regular old person on a tiny island, but I want to know what is the most important thing I can do to help us evolve collectively. Where is the focus most important? I'm working on my system, on my DNA recalibration, but what is our biggest effect at this point?
Oh, good question, Jessica. Go on then, Ismael.
The best thing to affect the collective is through your mind and your emotions. You know, try to vibrate high as much as you can. Be happy. Meditate. Go within. You know, immerse in nature. The more you do that, the more you help the collective.
Follow up on the dumbs and with those of us that are on the surface. We had some information a couple of months ago, I think it was, here in FESIG, that some of our light warriors are assisting telepathically with our soldiers underground in the dumbs, and that the support is paramountly important because it helps with morale and stuff. Is there any other comments along those lines that as surface dwellers we could do to help with the process?
Yeah, we could actually pray. We could send them light. We could, when we're in meditation, we could, you know, visualize the soldiers, the good ones winning the war. We could visualize the rescuing. We could visualize all the negative things being eliminated. You know, our mind is powerful, you know, so the more of us visualize and send the love and the light with our prayers and meditations to those parts of the world, the faster we're going to, you know, bring forth a better world for everyone and end the suffering.
Back to you, Crystal.
Oh, thank you so much, Co-Chair. Right, I think time may be up very soon, so we would entertain a couple of questions. Just unmute yourself. Yeah, unmute yourself and speak up, please, brothers and sisters of FESIG.
Blessings. Can you hear me okay? This is Trish.
Yes, Trisha. Yeah, go on then.
Hi, Trish.
Hi, blessings. I just had a question to see if you had any insight on an experience I had with 40 to 50 boomerang-like shaped white ships with saffron stripes on them that kind of, I was called outside in the middle of daylight, broad daylight, and to look up and see them all. And I was wondering if you had any insight onto why something like that would happen. And if you know what these ships are, they were white, kind of boomerang shape, and with a saffron stripe, broad daylight. That Earth Alliance.
Yes, I believe that they are Earth Alliance because we do have the boomerang ships. We also have the long cigar ones. We have the RB3, what is it called? The RB3 3Bs, the ones that look like triangles. So that's definitely Earth Alliance. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just interested. I'm curious as to why I would be called out to go out and look at them, and they were all just hovering in the air in broad daylight.
They're probably getting ready for disclosure. And you
Okay,
are,
thanks for
you're welcome. You're one of the first to witness them. You're lucky.
Okay.
I haven't got to see them yet, so you're one step ahead of me.
yeah, we have lots of sightings out here. Pretty well known for that. The Arizona desert.
Nice. Nice. Yeah, deserts are normally known for that.
Mhm. Right, Maria has a question. Maria, do you want to speak up and ask the question?
I think we better because she's speaking German.
Oh, okay, right.
Sorry, I have no question. Dear
Oh, sorry.
Kreuzer.
Oh, sorry. Okay, I think I've mistaken Marisa for you. Yes. No,
Yes,
sorry, it was Maria who wrote
Yes,
down the question.
Marisa. Mhm.
Marisa. Okay, just unmute yourself and speak up, please. Before we close this session to get the new session in, because
I'll ask
Ismael
one more
is in a hurry.
question.
Yeah.
I'll ask
Please,
one more
Maria.
question.
Maria.
And that is, I'm very drawn toward right now, feel I'm getting a lot of inner instruction about really bonding.
Oh, Jessica,
Oh.
we dropped you. I mean, we missed you. You got cut off.
Oh.
Would you repeat, please?
Yes, I'm feeling quite from an internal sense, like I'm almost being plasmatically drawn to the plant and mineral kingdom right now. Is there a way that, or is there information you might share about that relationship and the relationship with the nature kingdoms, how that communication is opening up in the best way to use that empowerment that's coming to me? I feel it's wanting to come out eventually in a therapeutic way, but now I'm just learning a language, and I just would love any input on the best way element.
Well, the activation of the telluric kingdom, which is the elemental realm, is also taking place as the Earth's crystalline structure becomes more aware or more activated. So we're in the new world, in the age of Aquarius. We're going to be working in alignment with the elements and the fairies and the little people, as we call them, which are different levels of angels. And so that's what's happening right now. Many of us are being drawn to them because of the fact that there is a merging of the two, where the human kingdom and the elemental kingdom are going to work together once again in a new Earth.
Ismael, you were talking about the solar flash in some of your earlier interviews. So is that really going to happen? And then that's going to be the time when the ascension is happening to all of us, and we're all going to be slotted into the different worlds. And when is that going to be?
The time frame between now and 2028, definitely within the decade.
2028. Yeah, you did mention that. 2024 to 2028, you're saying.
But it could happen sooner. It could happen in the next few months. It could happen next year. But it's always best to be prepared.
Mm-hmm. Would you be able to tell us again how we should prepare the best way possible?
Yeah, stay grounded and only focus in the here and the now, the eternal now, as we say. Don't be thinking about the future or the past. Be mindful of everything that you do throughout the day. And that's how we prepare, by staying grounded in the here and the now.
Mm-hmm. If I remember correctly, some of your interviewers did bring you into the subject of meeting soulmates, twin flames. That is going to help with the ascension process, because we've gone through many trials and tribulations and lessons to evolve in our spiritual journey. So would you say that it is time that many of us are to meet our twin flames and soulmate?
If they don't unite before the ascension, they will definitely unite after the ascension.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Cool.
So folks, Craig, this is your last opportunity. I did say a few last questions. Just unmute yourself and zap it to Ismael. He will give you the answers. Come on.
Hi, this is Scotty. Any input
Scott.
on the old Tartarian structures like the churches and the temples and the pyramids? Will that stuff still be intact? And any chance
Absolutely.
of that kind of tech coming back into our
Yes.
future? Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's existing in a parallel Earth, in the Terra Earth. So, you know, that's the worlds that where Atlantis never fell, Tartaria. It's all the advanced structures are still there, fully intact. So when we go through the Stargates, when the ascension takes place, we're going to automatically, everything's going to reappear again. Magical world.
So we're actually going to switch. So actually what I know now as, say, New York is going to actually not be there.
Yeah, it's
Will
gonna be
all the old be destroyed? It sounded like you sort of answered it. It's going to be replaced with crystalline, but will the old stuff still be there?
no, the old stuff's not going to be there anymore.
Oh, even the old world stuff, like
Only
pyramids and stuff that we didn't build.
the pyramids in their original structure are going to be there.
Okay, oh, that's what I meant.
So as you were saying, it could happen anytime now, or it could be between the year 2024 to 2028. So would you then tell people like us at FESIG, for instance, we are going to incubate the inventors and the developers of free energy. We are a whole bunch of people who are enthusiastically building and developing all these technologies to release to humanity. So we can actually be in a better positions. Would you advise us to continue doing the work until the time comes? Or would you say that relax a bit because all these advanced technologies are going to be released to all at a certain time to make things easier?
Both. Keep doing the work and also, you know, relax and don't worry about anything. You know, just stay in your power, in your center, be centered always.
What about the monetary system? Are we gonna Nasara?
Oh, no. The Nasara Gesera is going to be part of the quantum financial system, which is going to be monitored by a living actual technology that is going to register, that is going to read how much love you have. And those that have the biggest compassion and love are going to be the wealthiest in the new world.
In the new world. So it wouldn't happen until 2024 to 2028.
Or sooner. It could happen soon. Yes, sir.
Right, last questions, folks. I kept calling out, unmute yourself. Mona, you have some questions for Ismael.
Thank you. It's not a question. Thank you.
Yes.
That's
Can you redefine twin flame?
the twin flame, I don't really know much about twin flames, but from what I heard is that it's two souls that separated and they're coming back together as one. I'm not an expert in twin flames, but that's what I heard. I don't know. Some people believe that it's a balancing of the feminine and masculine within you, that we are our own twin flame. Some people believe it's an external person that, you know, is supposed to unite with you. So we'll find out.
Yep. Alex, you got anything to ask Ismael? Billy? Yeah, our regulars.
Oh, good.
Can I ask a question? This is Olga.
Sure.
Yeah, I need guidance or advice on how, like, I have friends that ask me questions, like they're curious, you know, they're kind of awakening slowly, but I don't know how to, like, I don't want to bombard them or like I'll answer their questions. Like, for example, I have a niece that her daughter just passed away, and her daughter was very spiritual. She didn't get the jab. She went to the hospital and, you know, they gave her the remdesivir. She passed away. Her daughter was very spiritual. And the mom is asking me questions, you know, and she's going through pain of losing her daughter, but I don't want to scare her because, I mean, this is just a lot that, you know, that's been going on for millions of years. And I just don't want to scare her So I don't know how do I approach that? Do I just answer the questions that she tells me? Because she wants to know, but just about, just everything. She asks me questions, but I don't know how to answer those questions because I don't want to scare her because about the dumbs and all that. And I used to talk about that before and I don't want to scare her. Like,
Well,
should I
leave it
just-
to the Earth Alliance. When the disclosure takes place, it's going to be shown everywhere. All the satellite systems are going to take over the airwaves, the new satellite systems, and everything's going to be revealed to humanity. So at that point, she's going to be informed about everything. Just be there, of course, because she's probably going to need you to comfort her when that happens.
Okay, yeah, because she does ask questions and
Thank you, Olga, for
okay,
asking your
thank you so
question.
much.
We have to pass the microphone over
Oh,
to
no, yeah, thank you.
Alex. Alex was going to ask at the same time as you. Yeah, Alex, go ahead. Alex. Alex is in our R&D team.
I'm good. I'm good. I have no questions.
Oh, I thought you were going to ask. Okay, so folks, we shouldn't keep Ismael any longer because he is running out of time now. Or had already ran out of time and he's just graciously staying to answer your questions. So, Press, any last say? Pontus, you hadn't asked a single question, Pontus.
Oh, thank you so much for today, Ismael.
You're welcome.
Press, are you there?
Yeah, I should be. Can you hear me?
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, we're ready to wrap this up, and please let folks know how to get a hold of us and where our website and stuff is.
Oh yeah, sure, certainly. Well, I'm going to share screen again so you folks could see how you can get hold of us. Okay. Right. So if you bear with me for a moment. There you go, share screen. Right. So as I said earlier, FESIG is a platform where science meets spirituality, and it is a learning platform where everyone's welcome to come and learn together from wonderful people like Ismael, our first speaker today. And then next session, we're going to have from the scientific side of things, Dr. Harvey Kaplan will be talking about his specialty. So come one and all, and let's learn together and progress together. This is real fun, folks. So if you go to our website, truevisionofpeace.com/FESIG.html, you'll be able to find out for yourself who's going to be the next speaker for the next meeting and what is going to be brought forth to the table to share with you all, so we can really enjoy this last 100 meters dash to the finishing line together. Do join our Telegram group, t.me/FESIG_group. We've got so many things to share with you. And if you got any extras, you can pay forward. Go to our website and click on the donation button, because we are doing this all from our own private pockets. We dug deep until there's a hole now. We've been working for free for years at FESIG. We don't charge anyone anything. So it's really up to you how you can assist us to do this work and to continue with it till the end. Thank you. Yes. So there being no other business now, this first session of our 104th FESIG meeting is now adjourned to the second session. And we'd like to thank Ismael Perez profusely for sharing your information and intel from off-planet. We really enjoy listening to you, as the many do. You are fast developing a huge, big following, Ismael, and congratulations on the success of your mission to bring information to humanity and disclosure. Thank you.